Podcasting from sunny Clearwater, Florida, home to one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Each week, we bring you real conversations with inventors, entrepreneurs, and product pros navigating the wild world of innovation. Whether you're just getting started or ready to scale, this is your place to fuel up and launch forward. And now here's your host, innovator, author, and invention expert, Carmine Danisco.
Hi everyone, Carmine Danisco here for the Launchpad, and we are recording on the Launch Network. I am glad you found some time to listen in with me today. We are on our 8th season of the Launchpad, and I appreciate you guys all sticking with me here. I know we've had some ups and downs through all the seasons. A lot of things have happened to us since we started recording these shows. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of crazy things. Even as I mentioned earlier in one of the shows, we all went through a pandemic together. That's something for history to tell our current grandkids or our grandkids as we get older. It's something not too many people get to talk about. So today, real quick, I wanted to go over, since the holidays are coming, I have been kind of concentrating on sales, selling our products, manufacturing them for the right price, doing things in that order, in that sense, so that as we approach into the holidays, into the, I call selling seasons, even though I got to tell you, on most products, most of our inventions, most of our innovations, there are some holidays that we can always capitalize on. And I don't mean capitalize in a bad way, but there's a lot of products out there and a lot of holidays and different sorts of days where you have Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and Father's Day and Independence Day. So many different days and holidays that there's always a way to, bring it out there and say, hey, my product fits into that niche. 4th of July is coming. There's barbecues and baseball games and all this kind of stuff. My product's perfect for that. So think about those types of things as you're going. Obviously, as the holidays roll around into December and January, it's a big selling season. So we all want to try to get in on that, get our products in front of everyone and make some sales and see what, you can really get out of it. The preparation for these types of holidays, these big holidays, is huge. After the first of the year and, going into spring, some stores, some factories are already beginning to prepare for the next year's holiday season. The orders are so large that depending on the products, they could be making products for that next holiday season right away. So, some of these things are huge. And for us to jump in there and join in on some of this craziness would be awesome. And we all love to do it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about having your products. If you don't have your product, that's okay. I would recommend, starting to work on it, starting to think about what you want to make, what you want to do, where you are in the sequence. Maybe you already have your idea and you're, hashing it out. You're thinking about manufacturing. I can tell you that a lot of things have calmed down overseas, outside of the U.S. It is a little bit lower cost now, a little bit less crazy to manufacture your products offshore. U.S. is still a great place to make your product, as we all know. The factories are a little inundated because of the furiousness of, bringing products back from different countries and the tariffs. They really, built up these factories, and U.S. does a great job making products. They are a little bit backed up. What you might find is that some of the factories have upped their MOQs, their minimum order quantities, because of how busy they are, the amount of orders they've taken in. Even in Mexico, I have some factories in Mexico that are guys I know and we send products to. They had to up their MOQs because they were just getting inundated with products. And they have to make a choice. They don't like to do that, but they just don't have the manpower, the time in the day. They're looking for, more space, more factory space, more floor space to put equipment on. But it takes time to do that, to ramp up to that kind of stuff. So, both Mexico and Canada are kind of getting beat up right now by the U.S. So It's a little bit harder to make products there than in some countries in Asia. So those are things to think about. But if you do have a product, you're working on it, it is time to get back in the game, get going, think about where you're going to make your product. If you're not sure, you can always get in touch with us over at Earmark Sourcing. We could try to help you in any way possible to do that. But if you do have inventory right now, or inventory is going to be on the way, you're just about to get it, start thinking about, where should I sell my products? And it's very important, in a way, not to spread yourself too thin, and choose a couple platforms that you think will be beneficial. We know that there's the big guy on the block, Amazon. I mean, they're huge. You know that you could probably sell your product if you're on Amazon. The problem that I see, and I buy stuff on Amazon all the time, guys. I've had products on Amazon. I pulled my products off Amazon because I just was not successful. And when I say that, I sold tons of product. I just didn't make enough money. I'm not telling you I'm greedy or I wasn't charging enough. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, but when I sell a ton of product and I get a check that is super small, I mean, not even enough to cover some of the costs that I have, but I sold a ton of product, there's something wrong with that. Now, I know I'm not the greatest on Amazon. I'm not the best Amazon person. But in order to be that successful, and you have to employ 20 people, or you have to hire a whole team to help you manage that account, it's just not for me. Now, there are people that I know on Amazon that are super successful, but they have teams behind them and they're paying huge amounts of money. They got maybe 300 products or 200 products, maybe even a couple thousand products. I know some guys that have thousands of SKUs, thousands of products on Amazon. Yes, they are very successful. But man, they are banging the walls, keeping that stuff running. And every time Amazon makes a change to their rules or regulations, or to their system, or how they're going to charge, everything goes crazy. So it's just a different animal. I'm not saying that Amazon, I hate saying that, but Amazon's not bad. It's just not for me. And if it's good for you, 100%. It's just not good for what I do. I love just going in, selling product, and not have to concentrate on algorithms and sales processes and things in that sense. Because if I have a good product, I want to just be able to tell people, show them a video, and here's how it works. And I just want people to enjoy it and buy it and sell it and have fun with it. Amazon turns into not only a job for most people selling on Amazon, but it's a nightmare. I mean, you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, you find out your account got shut down because some bot scanned it and said it was a medical device, and all of a sudden, you had like a lip gloss or a hairbrush or something that touches the body, and all of a sudden this bot says, "Oh, it's a medical device. Shut it down. You need certifications." You wake up in the morning, you're like, "What the heck happened?" So to me, it's just a constant worry. But some people are doing great on Amazon, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. Amazon's an awesome platform. But again, it's just not for me. If it's for you, that's awesome. I have some people that can help you. If you really want to sell on Amazon, you just don't know, you're not sure, and you need some help, I have some people that are good. They're not expensive, and they will help you get set up, or they can help you all the time. You can hire them full-time as a consultant, or they can just get you set up and get going. They hand you the keys. So there's ways to do that if you wanted to on there. What I like and what I've been hearing about, which I don't use that much because I'm old, is TikTok Shop and Instagram. Now, these guys are killing it with this program. There's nothing really out there that I've heard about that is better than TikTok Shop and Instagram for products. It's just, we have influencers that we're working with. We have people that we're working with products, and they are going gangbusters with these two applications. Now, I don't know if they work together or not. Again, I don't use it that much. I'm not really selling too many products these days. We're really inundated with manufacturing and designing. So we've been really concentrated on the actual product itself and delivering inventory to our inventors and innovators. So I haven't really been concentrated on selling products these days myself. But what I'm hearing, TikTok Shop, Instagram are really, really the place to try to get onto. I hear it's a little bit hard to get the TikTok shop set up, but I don't think it's where you can't do it. So that might be a place if you do have some inventory. Look for getting on there. You might want to hire. If you don't want to do that and make the videos and do those things, maybe get somebody to do it for you. There's people out there that really would do it. You can look for some influencers that you can provide your product to. Now, influencers are a great way to move masses amount of product. You won't make as much because you might have to give them either a percentage or you might have to pay them a fee to sell your product and a percentage. Each influencer that we've worked with, and we talked a little bit about this on another show, has a different way of doing things, unless they're working with basically with the same agent. We talked about that most of these big influencers have an agent, and it's a little bit tricky to get to them. But if you do, it's well worth it. So if you don't want to sell your product on TikTok or Instagram, or you want to just be kind of low key about it, a good way to do that is find an influencer. But please be careful what you're going to spend and what you're going to give away when they start presenting your product to their listener base, or to their viewers, or to the people that are following them, because it could get all of a sudden super expensive and you didn't sell a lot of product, or you sold a lot of product, kind of like you get back to the Amazon thing, and you didn't make enough because you're giving money out there, the domino effect. So really think about how much you're paying to sell your product to either the influencers or people that are going to get the product out there. If you're not sure, you can always send, I'm not the greatest with what I've seen, but I've seen a lot of different contracts, a lot of different agreements. You can give us a shout, and we can let you know what we think. Obviously, if you have an attorney that you can send it to, but always think about it. You don't want to give away the house to just to make some sales. You don't want to break even. You want to, you definitely want to make some money when you do that. So those are the kind of the things that I wanted to talk a little bit about today. It's not that I have too much to go on it, because we have been covering sales, and there's a couple other things too. There's also Facebook. Facebook has a marketplace. I don't know if you guys have ever used that, but Facebook has a huge marketplace. They're kind of like an eBay, but there's a lot of people on Facebook Marketplace. So if you have a product that kind of fits into that Facebook Marketplace that you can get some product out of, that might be a way to do it. Because I've put some product, or I've looked for product on Facebook, and there's a lot going on there. So Facebook might be a place to do it. You have Etsy too, where if you wanted to sell some product on there, it's something that is not really for certain products, but it's more of kind of art and crafts type thing. I like the Etsy platform, the way they've set it up, and they've really carved out their niche, if you want to say, and it's a great program. I think it's pretty good. You can put some products on there and see if they'll sell, but I really like the types of products that they've carved out for that, and it's pretty good. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk to our listeners about, and I want to ask our listeners a favor. We have a sponsor here that I'm kind of part of also, but we have a sponsor, and I don't know if you've heard on our last episodes or the past episodes, I've mentioned Mercury Shopping, or Mercury Shop. They are the sponsor here at the Launch Network, and we've launched the shopping website. It's themercury.shop. And we have product up there. It's not the greatest looking site. We haven't really spent too much time on making it look the greatest. I understand that a lot of people are used to seeing these super clean, super high tech shopping carts when you go to them. It's under advisement, and we're constantly working on it to make it look better. We're really concentrating right now on putting product up there. And I wanted to ask our listener base to maybe check it out and give us some feedback on the site, good, bad, indifferent, and let us know what you think. Would you buy a product on there? If you would, that's awesome. Tell us why. If you wouldn't, let us know why. Again, we don't have hundreds of products. We just launched, we're adding products daily. But we want to get some feedback and see what we can do to not only build up trust with our viewers and people that come to the site, but also different types of products and changes to make it more appealing for people to not only trust the site, but also make some purchases. Hey, listen, these are all inventors like us that are putting their product onto this site. So the Mercury shop is basically going to be inventors. I mean, that's what we are really building it to be. So if you can buy a product off there, you're supporting that inventor, and that's the great thing about it. It's not, Amazon too is like that, but you're not just going up against big shops and big stores and things in that sense where people have thousands of products. In most cases, if you're buying a product on the Mercury shop or Mercury shopping, you're buying it from the inventor, and they are getting the funds directly. The way the Mercury shop is set up, very, very little funds are taken out of that sale price. So you're actually helping these inventors, helping these innovators if you buy a product on the Mercury site. And that's really why it was, brought into the world. That's why it was built, to really give our inventors, our innovators, a place to sell product where they can actually get the money that they're selling it for. And it's going to take some time to build it up, to get the people to trust the site, make it look super nice, and obviously get hundreds of products on there and thousands of products. We are building it up, though. I'm surprised at the amount of products that are on there. We have some really cool products. So I just wanted to ask our listeners to go on to the Mercury.shop, Mercury Shopping, and take a look at the site. Buy something if you want. It is a trusted site. I mean, it's set up. It works great. We are selling product, and I'm grateful for the people that are purchasing products from our inventors on this site. And again, let us know. Give us some feedback as to why would you or why wouldn't you buy product, purchase something. Let us know what you think it should do or how it should look. We are constantly making the changes, making it better. But I would love some feedback from our listeners. I mean, you guys are, who we would listen to as we get feedback. So we would love to hear that from you. So they are a sponsor of ours. It's going to be around. We are going to build it up. We're building it up slowly. We're trying not to dump tons of money into it, so we don't have to charge our inventors to put products on there. If you're an inventor and you have a product, you have some inventory, certainly go down to the bottom of the page and click the Sell on Mercury and fill out the form. We'd love to have your product on our site. We'll take a look at it. There's no charge for you to put it on our site. So even if you're selling it in other places, your product, put it up on the Mercury site. Doesn't hurt. We're going to list the price that you say. So, we're not going to say, oh, you got to list it lower like some of these other sites. Go against your website or go against Amazon. We'll put the price that you want us to on there. We won't do any changes unless you ask us. You might call and say, or email and say, hey, I'm having a sale. Can you lower the price next week? Yeah. Can you send me a coupon? Yeah, we'll give you a coupon to pass out. So we're trying to really make it inventor friendly and give the inventor a way so we can conglomerate all of the advertising dollars instead of driving you at having your website and trying to drive traffic to your website and it costing you money. If we have your product on there, but we have a huge amount of products, now we're going to drive traffic from all of the people, all of the inventors. It's going to be multiplied by the amount of products that we have on our site. And just more and more eyeballs over time are going to be coming to the site, kind of like Amazon. Amazon has the most eyeballs when they're selling things. When you want to buy something, you look at Amazon. So we want to get to the point where we have a lot of eyeballs coming to the Mercury site. And if your product's on there, it's even better. So I really wasn't going to talk about that, but I just thought of that, hey, if you have a product, let us know if you want to list it on there. At some point, we're going to have enough products that will be going up into the thousands of products and tens of thousands of products. But right now we're building up every day, adding product. We're checking out the products, making sure they're good, making sure they're sellable, making sure that the person has inventory. We want to make sure they're good products, they're quality products. So it's taken us a little bit of time for each one as they send them in. If your product's selling, you send us some pictures, it's selling on Amazon, we can take a look at it or whatever we can see, then we know it's a real product. We don't need to, inspect it or check it out because, obviously you've been selling your product. But if it's a brand new product, it's not selling anywhere else, we may ask you to send us one, let us take a look at it, and then we'll put it up on a site if it fits, if it fits in. So anyway, that's something else for our listeners to do. So wanted to mention those sites, wanted to really talk really quickly about that. And that's really it, all I had today. So please go on out to the Mercury shop. So it's themercury.shop. Go check out the website. If there's a product on there, it would be cool. And I'm going to give you guys a 20% off code right now to enter in if you decide to buy something and you get 20% off. So that would be really cool as a kind of a reward to help us out. So it's just going to be save, all lowercase, save 20. You're going to save 20% when you're checking out on whatever products, the entire shopping cart. So if you have $100 in there, it's going to be $20 off. It's pretty simple. So that's kind of what I had to talk about today. I appreciate all you guys listening in, and please go on out to the Mercury shop, give us some feedback. But remember, all of these sites you can sell your product on. Get out there and sell your products in the right time, right place, and utilize these sites because, man, there's some people on there really killing it. And I want you guys to be a part of that if you have that inventory. If you don't, and you're still, thinking about making your product, you're still wondering what you should do. The storm is subsiding. We were slowed down for a little while with the tariffs, with the customs and all the craziness that was happening out there. But, it's back. And if you're ready to move forward and you're wondering what to do, give us a shout over at Earmark Sourcing. We will help you in any way we can. I ask you all to join United Inventors Association. That's UIAUSA.org. We'd love you to do that. And that's it for today. I appreciate you guys, and we will catch you next time on the Launchpad. You all take care.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you found the information helpful, we'd love for you to share our podcast and website with your friends. If you need help with an idea or invention, or have a topic you'd like us to cover in a future episode, don't hesitate to reach out through our website. Please note that all statements and discussions are the opinion of the hosts and guests and should not be considered legal or business advice.